Now to our next story. Freewheeling bandits continue their infamous reign of terror in Kaduna State. In the latest account, the District Head of Kujama in Chikun Local Government Area of the state came to light. The brigands came on autocycles, picked up Stephen Ibrahim, that's the district head, and 5 others on Sunday evening. A couple of mobile policemen were injured in the process. While you are wondering when we would say good night, kiss banditry, the longest good night.
It's a very unfortunate development once again. And if you read the newspapers, I don't think any week can pass, or at least no month will pass without one incidence of violence, in Kaduna State. Kaduna used to be the, headquarters of the entire northern Nigeria.
Yeah.
The bride, of northern heritage. And if you look at Kaduna, it has the largest military formations, defense formations, NDA, Air Force, everything. Yet, this crime is taking place in Kaduna. I think a little problem that should not have grown out of hand was not nipped in the bud. We left it to, develop over the years. And it has now taken so many dimensions. Ethnic dimension, revenge killing, reprisal killing, arms race, people competing for arms, And I believe that if we are, what has just happened this week is because it's coming at the time that the governor is just planning to resettle 15 displaced communities who are displaced since 2017. He has made an arrangement to take them back to their ancestral homes, and now this has come up again.
This one, yeah.
You see, if we should not pretend as if we don't understand the layers, the dialectics of the problem. Before you have an attack in a community, there is usually the level of conception. 3 phases. The phase of conception, people will sit down together to, then the stage of planning, and then the stage of execution. So at these three phases, the government should be able to have enough intelligence at least to detect one of them.
That's it.
That is why the European countries are better. When you are conceiving a crime, you cannot conceive it alone. First, you have dialogue with your mind. Then you have dialogue with third parties. It involves communication, either through telephone or coming together and speaking and planning. Then the level of planning, the target area is about maybe 15 kilometers away. You first of all send spies there. They go there to do reconnaissance. They look at the target. Somebody will be there to identify when the target will be around, maybe 10 p.m. You will phone them. This person is around now, our target is around, is sleeping. You can now start coming. Most of the time when they are coming, they move kilometers, like from Oshogbo to Lagos. You know what that means? That's almost about 3, 4, 5 hours. Nobody sees them. Sometimes when they are coming on bicycle, 50 bicycles, and moving, and then the level of execution of that crime. When they execute this crime, they go back again in large numbers sometimes, armed. So it means that it involves some footmen who execute this plan, trainers. These are civilians now handling weapons. Some people must have trained them. It's not just something you just plan in a day. Yeah. Then there are sponsors. AK-47 now should be about 2 million naira one. So if 10 people are carrying AK-47, that is about 20 million naira. So it's not a game for ordinary people. There are people who are providing funds for this crime.
Are you in any way thinking the way of some folks who had suggested that there might be fifth columnists in the...
Of course, because if they can drive, let's say, from here to, to let's say, from Oron to, to Uyo, and no security, with all the security checkpoints, then it tells you the level of internal collaboration, among some, security officials who are giving them information, who are also giving them protection. So we need to tackle these problems, because in the age of drones, where drones can take surveillance over a very large area. Yeah. And then when you go to military posts, there's a place they call listening post in the night. In the day, they call it watching post. You can, with binoculars, you can see far distance. If some people are coming to attack you, in the night, you can also use night vision binoculars to see people coming from distance. So all these communities that are being attacked every day, Beningwari, it happens almost all the time, and then we are sitting there, we are not trying to, devine a means to tackle this problem. So I think it shows completely, failure of, our intelligence operative system. And I believe that we have to, admit that we are not doing the right things. And no matter what Kaduna State government achieves, if the problem of security continues, it's going to rub in, it's going to negatively affect whatever achievements that the government may.
And I expected the NSA and the security chiefs would deploy everything in their arsenal.
Yeah, I hope.
Because it's possible to call the bluff
it is possible. Guys. And one of the things we need to do is to, we have to demystify the federal government. The state needs to take responsibilities. You can't be giving instructions to people all over the 776 local government.
All right.
State needs to.
Wale, we must go on a commercial break. All right, folks, welcome back. Paul, in the 21st century, deploying technology to fight brigandage and, cultists, these guys we're talking about, is not out of the question.
Well, it is not out of the question. But beyond that, I still need to emphasize the place of intelligence. It's like Wale was reading my mind. And there is no way you can also have proper gathering of intelligence if you don't mix with the population. If the population, if the residents of a particular community do not trust you, they don't trust the police or the military.
But the intelligence community knows how it does its work.
Well, it knows how it does its work, but the truth of the matter is that intelligence, we are still failing there in that area because a lot of, and where you even have intelligence, sometimes it's neglected. But we need to improve on the way we and our intelligence gathering. I'm saying this because, we've said it here before that, I think we said it some time ago that Boko Haram even would give soft loans to residents of certain areas. So people now trusted Boko Haram more than. It's the people who are, these bandits are not ghosts. They are human beings. They go to the market, they also patronize traders in the market. They go to the market, they eat too, right? They buy things, they buy clothes too. So the truth of the matter is, there must be a way of building the trust of the communities such that they can give information to the police or the military.
Quickly brings to mind community policing.
Community policing. Now, I'm going to talk about community policing. Then two, we also know that Nigeria is under-policed. We need to, I don't know why it's so difficult for us to talk about, to bring about state policing. It's just under-policed. And of course, you can't, for example, bring a Tunde, a Lagos boy, somebody who has been living, a policeman, Tunde, who lives in Lagos, who lives in Southwest, and then you post him to a place like Beningwari, he can't speak Hausa. Do you think they will trust him? But when you get a son of the soil, who lives there, homegrown, and
language is a weapon.
It's the language. Even practices the dominant religion in that place, goes to the same mosque as those people. You are likely to get more results. You don't send an Emeka to Sambisa forest or something and expect that people will just suddenly fall in love with him and they trust him and they give him information. So that's the truth. So we need to talk about that. You see, the way we are going about this thing, it's like we are becoming impervious to the development. And
more than that we are enjoying the show. Show of shame.
That's what I'm saying, because this was the bane of Jonathan government. This is what also defined Buhari government. Whatever achievements the Buhari administration thought it made, those achievements were rubbished by the incessant terror attacks, banditry, and all of that. Now, it's already happening. We keep changing service chiefs, NSAs, situation remains the same. You can't be doing the same thing the same way and expect a different result. So, I just feel that we think of these deaths as statistics, numbers, bandits attacked a community, 10 people were killed. 10 people.
It's like watching a crazy film.
I'm telling you, those 10 people, for God's sake, were the parents, brothers, sisters, children, uncles, to people who, some of the people that lost them may never ever recover from the loss in their lifetime.
Paul, we must go to our next story. But then our big job here, Wale, you must agree, is to mold opinion.
Yeah.
So decision takers would pick something from it. All right.